All of the focus on Capitol Hill, of course, was Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Yesterday and this morning, President Trump was on the road in Wisconsin touting new efforts to boost apprentice programs aimed at helping millions of young people fill the job openings here in America. Watch.
I love the name apprentice. It's a great word. We want a future where every high school in America offers apprenticeship opportunities for young citizens and studying things that they want to study and studying things that they're going to be great at. Under this vision, high school students could learn and they could earn. And boy, when I say earn, they can make great salaries doing something that they love and enter the workforce faster and without debt.
The president is expected to make additional announcements in the nation's capital today, which also happens to be his 71st birthday. James Freeman, what do you make of the president's push in terms of Wisconsin and this apprenticeship program?
I like it. Now, he's catching some flack from Democrats in Washington because they say you're not spending lots of money. We want to see lots of money. That's how success is defined normally in Washington, is the program a big dollar number. I think, we saw there he might be pretty good with the bully pulpit. And this apprenticeships are not very common in the U.S. like they are in some other countries. He's saying, here's a solution. Part of it is trying to get people back into the job market. And also for those high school kids who, they've got basic math skills, but they're not great students.
Yeah.
This is a path to think about.
But I want to ask all you guys about this Russia noise story that we've been talking about for so long, because whether it's jobs, whether it's this health care plan, everything, the Russia probe just takes the oxygen out of the room. And I wonder what you think, now that we know for sure, for certainty, there was no collusion whatsoever, as we've been saying now for about a year, that this has been a charade of an investigation. Now that we know that, do you think that the Democrats are going to have any responsibility? Who will have the accountability for creating all of this noise and perhaps getting in the way of an agenda that American people voted for in November?
Well, I've said it earlier this week. Now the narrative changes. Now the Democrats' narrative shifts from Russia collusion, because we clearly know that there's no oxygen left in that investigation. I think that was kind of the end of it yesterday with Sessions testifying. But now it's about Trump versus Comey. Now it's about obstruction of justice. And that actually makes it easier for them, I think, because it creates more drama. It creates more headlines.
It's always going to be about something until they actually try to impeach him. I mean, that's the ultimate goal here. So It could be about anything they want it to be, but the bottom line is they want to take control of the House and move to impeach.
Yeah, if you went into the room, they would have a list of what's the next major distraction.
That's right.
These are all distractions to keep focus off of really doing what the president's agenda was all about.
But will the Dems be accountable for that? Will people vote for Republicans because the Dems stood in the way of business getting done, is really my question.
I mean, I can't believe they have this campaign called Join the Resistance. I mean, it's like Star Wars. I mean, we shouldn't be looking to fractionalize the country. We got to be bringing it together. Why do you want to sign up for a resistance? I mean, it sounds crazy.
And one thing that struck me yesterday, as a reminder, which we found out during Comey's testimony last week, is that one of the biggest, I guess, articles that got the most attention this year about the Russia collusion story, that Trump operatives met with Russian intelligence officials. It was in the New York Times in February. It was wrong.
Right.
It was dead wrong.
And Comey admitted that.
Right. Yeah. And I think that you need to see bigger corrections. CNN did issue a correction on a different story about what they reported on the Comey testimony. But I think that you need to see some of these journalists falling on their swords.
Yeah.
And admitting, like, this story, we got it wrong.
And Jeff Sessions was tough yesterday. Here's what he said to address those accusations about this so-called collusion story.
I was your colleague in this body for 20 years, at least some of you, and and the suggestion that I participated in any collusion, that I was aware of any collusion with the Russian government to hurt this country, which I have served with honor for 35 years, or to undermine the integrity of our democratic process, is an appalling and detestable lie.
There you go. And I'm glad I stuck to my guns on this, because I was not buying it the whole time, because I saw the whole story develop at the Democratic National Convention when we were together, Dagan.
You have hammered that over and over again, and you were so prescient. Again, it's good. It's just good common sense and street smarts and trusting your gut. And you have from day one, as soon as they started floating that narrative, because as you pointed out, that they immediately, rather than they tried to shift the blame away from Debbie Wasserman Schultz and make it about Russia. And this narrative grew and grew and grew and grew and grew.
They just drove it. They drove it. And because Russia does meddle, and because Russia is a foe, really, and we knew that anyway. We knew that they spy on us if we go there, and they're trying to infiltrate the country. Because they are a perpetrator, they just attach Trump to it.
Yeah. You know, these congressional hearings, I participated in 4 of them, and it's theater. You know, if you're in the room, the senators come in and out. It's their, you know,
they want their 5 minutes.
It's their 5 minutes in C-SPAN, and they want to seem, you know, bold and confrontational. It's really disappointing to see that go on.
Alan Greenspan told me that years ago when I was just starting out. I said, well, what did you think about the testimony when he used to testify? He said, Maria, these testimonies are not about me. They're about the senators and the congressmen hearing themselves speak for 10 minutes. This is what Alan Greenspan said years ago to me, and he was right. That's what this is about. Big stories other than that. So does this story go away then, Dagan? You think it's now going to turn to obstruction of justice?
It's all about Trump and what Trump told Comey.
Yeah.